in the three businesses that we have, because we have three businesses. We have fashion, we have cosmetics, and we have watches and fine jewelry, which is the third leg, if you will, of the tripod of the Chanel business. So I think that we are doing well. Now, something that we are changing in our organization, or let's say in our way of doing business, we used to be pretty much in silos. You know, you had the cosmetics business, you had the fashion business, you had the watch and the fine jewelry business. They would not mingle. It was under one roof. It's under one big name. But, you know, cosmetics is cosmetics, fashion is fashion, watches and fine jewelry, and they don't mix and they don't talk to each other. Now, we decided a few years ago that because of the speed of the world changing, we couldn't just go like that. And we had to start cross-communicating first, and then starting to have actions together. So, you know, it becomes very difficult when it's a change of mentality, habits. Right. You know, habits die very hard. And of culture, I would say. That was the culture of the company. And in a way, that is what has made our success in the past. Because our owner wanted us to be very strong in cosmetics, very strong in fashion. And then when he created 30 years ago the watch and fine jewelry division, he said, I want us to be perceived not as a fashion brand doing watches and fancy jewelry. I want us to be seen as a fine jeweler and as a watchmaker. Wow. So he has always been for what we call vertical integration, you know, always been like that. You know, creation is in-house, communication is prepared in-house, products are of course manufactured in-house. We have our own points of sales and we sell directly to the consumer. So that, you know, because of that, created a kind of very strong, at the same time, so strong that we became, you know, kind of silos for each of these businesses. No, I think that time has changed. The consumers are buying Chanel cosmetics, they are buying a watch, they are buying some fashion. They are the same consumer. And they, for them, there is one Chanel company, no three Chanel different businesses. So we have to teach our younger generations and to get our older generations, starting with me, to understand that we are one holistic brand and to get people to get out of their silo, which is pretty much also a way of thinking, you know, because you are in a silo, you get pretty narrow in your way of thinking.
So how did you do that? What type of steps did you take to do that?
So we went through a quite painful leadership training process, which started with the heads of the Chanel group, because it was not only in Japan, and the world of Chanel has always been organized like that. So we had to break the silos at the top. You know, we were 10 or 15 gentlewomen and gentlemen sitting together, and you know, your business is your business, my business is my business. I don't mingle as long as you don't mingle. So we had to learn how to talk to each other, how to share, how to say I disagree, to say, well, maybe you should do this that way. And then we started to rain down to the N-1, N-2. Now we are at N-3 level. So we got lectures, we got some seminars. And then at a point in time, I said, okay, in Japan, let's start to act. You know, it's nice to talk about leadership. It's nice to talk about
time to do it.
Where should we go from to, you know, from old habits to new ways of doing. Okay, now I want to see results. So we created some, after a big offsite meeting with our N-1 people, we took out of the 7 or 6 ideas we had to go from to somewhere new. We said, okay, which ones do we want to take in Japan? And which ones are we going to use to do some real things, you know, to act?
Sure.
And basically, the most important one was to go from the silo way of thinking to a more holistic point of view, exchange, both individually and from the organizational point of view. So there were some very simple ideas that came, you know, we should do this instead of doing that. maybe we could do that. And I said, okay, guys, you are going to do it. So we created some task forces, mixing people from various divisions, including, of course, the office people, IT, finance, G&A, HR, legal department, name it, you have it. So we created groups of people who never worked together before. I mean, they worked together. I mean, when the cosmetic guy had a problem with legal, he would go to see the legal guy. We had something to discuss on the finance side, but they never worked together on a common goal. So we gave them this. Some of them were very simple actions. Some of them are much more complicated. Some of them happen in 2 months' time. Some will happen in 1 year, 2 years from now. Each task force is in charge, is responsible, and is accountable to me for making it happen.
And then what they need to make happen is very specific. They've defined it.
It's
they know
very clear. It's very specific. It's very concrete actions. That, of course, the ultimate goal is to create that new way of thinking, which is we can share, we can help each other, we can enrich each other by working together to a common goal, including in our daily business. So, and it's happening very fast, much faster than I thought actually, because, Japan can be pretty conservative as a country, and the people can be pretty conservative, and, we say in Japanese that, each business has his little noren, his little thing that, you hang in the morning and you take away in the evening, and I don't care what happens on the right side and on the left side. On the face, of course, we say we are all together, good friends, harmony, the why is important, but then, I do what I want and you do what you want. I mean, the Japanese are much more individualistic than people think. So I thought it would be quite difficult, but actually what happened is that I discovered that people are very happy to work together.
That's amazing.
And very, very, very happy to do things together, such as, for example, one team said, well, after this off-site meeting we had, one team came to me and said, Mr. Colas, we don't look outside enough. We look at our industry, we look at our business, but we don't have enough opportunities to listen to new things, etc. So we would like to create a series of actions where we invite people from outside, from different organizations, industries, to talk to us, and we would like to invite as many people as possible from our organization. So I said, okay, go, and they brought me some names. I gave some names also. And for example, we are going to have the first lecture next week with an incredible lady who was the second astronaut going into the space.
Yeah.
And she's still a very young lady. She's 45 years old. She has 2 children. So very inspirational person for a company like ours, where 96% of our people are female, women. So, this group, this task force, working together, has the feeling that they are achieving something together so that we get a broader vision of the world, that our young ladies can, get inspiration from. And this small task force is so excited about what they are doing. Now, of course, one thing that I did also, when we created this task force, I said, okay, for you to achieve what you want to do, we will give you a budget. So they have money to do it.
Oh, that's great.
Which is also very important, of course. And actually, this kind of new culture is really switching very fast, to such an extent that our colleagues from France, from America, they feel it, although it's very local. And they feel that there is excitement, there is people talk about their colleagues, talk about the business of their colleagues, not only their business. And we see that happening also at point of sales, where we see the boutique manager of the fashion division, of the fashion boutique, and the cosmetic manager of the cosmetic corner talking together, which would never happen. They knew each other sometimes. They are in the same department store, but they don't know each other. They didn't know each other sometimes. But these ones, now I've started to say, hey, we have the same customers. By the way, when I have a fashion event, maybe it's nice to get the customer who buys cosmetics to know about this fashion event. And maybe, by the way, we can do something together. And now we see that happening. I didn't say you must do it, because if you tell the Japanese you must do it, they are going to do it. They are very disciplined, and but they will do it mechanically. And what is important is the passion, is the heart, is the willingness to do things happen. So we just told them, if you want to do it, you can do it. And if you have ideas, bring these ideas. By the way, we also created what we call the Idea Incubator. We announced that at the beginning of the year. We have our big, New Year parties at the beginning of the year. We announced that there will be an idea box, that anybody can put an idea in it. And that the idea that we will retain, or the ideas that we will retain, they will be given, not only the person who had the idea will be in charge of making that idea happen, but she will be given a budget, and she will be given authority to make it happen. Let's say, for example, that a young sales girl in a boutique, a cosmetic boutique in a department store, she sees something that we could do better. She puts the idea, she will be given authority to make it happen. And she will be given authority to go and see the IT manager to help her change what has to be changed on the point of sales machine. Or she will be given the ability to go and see the finance manager to tell him, hey, maybe we could do our little vouchers this way instead of that way. So she's going to be given authority. She's going to be given, eventually, if needed, money to make it happen. And she will also be given, of course, a reward if her ideas can be implemented. And the idea is to have things that, of course, improve the business, help the business. Mind you, we started that and we said, knowing Japan, if we have 20 ideas, we'll be lucky. You know how many ideas we have?
How many?
We have 500 ideas.
That have been submitted so far.
So far. The date it's closed now. So now we are looking. Of course, there are ideas that overlap. Of course, they are.
Sure.
Not the 500 ideas are rocket science ideas. But we're not looking for rocket science. We are looking for things that can help us change, improve our business.
How's the customer responding to all of this? What's happening
So,
there?
do the customer feel it that we don't tell them we are doing this?
Yeah.
It's something that is really inside of the company. For the time being, my customers are our people. And for the time being, our people are responding very well. 500 people have brought an idea means that it's not that the idea came today, maybe they had it before, but for some XYZ reason, they would think, who am I to give an idea? Or my boss is going to block the idea, or maybe it's not a Chanel idea. No, we opened, in a good way, we opened the Pandora box. We told people, your ideas are worth listening to them.
Yes.
And that has created a very positive spirit in the company. Now, of course, they are also looking at, okay, what are you going to do with these ideas? Mm-hmm. And if we stop here, short of making them happen, of course, that's damen, as we say in Japan. So when you have to commit, you ask commitment from your people, but you also have to be committed to them. So we are committed to make it happen. Actually, we are going to announce the winners, which ideas we've taken. We are going to tell the winners, here is, some ideas can, again, happen in no time. Some ideas will take a year or 2 years. If it involves IT change, if it involves, different ways of doing business, well, it will take time, but the people will be nominated. They will say, Miss So-and-so, you had the idea, you're in charge, and the people around you are here to help you. Because you're not an IT specialist, or you're not a warehouse manager specialist, management specialist. So we are going to show that we are making it happen.